Alright everybody, it's time for part 5 of the Blue in the Face playthrough for Xcom Chimera Squad. We are about to tackle the final Grey Phoenix mission, so our squad is going to get pushed harder than it's ever been pushed before. So let's get started. Alright, for this mission I've swapped out Claymore for Blue Blood, so we're going to have phenomenal single target damage, but we're not going to have as many ways to deal guaranteed damage. And if there are a lot of enemies, it's going to be difficult for us to deal with all of them because Claymore is just so good at dealing with large groups. But we've got the firepower. We should be fine. Blue Blood has the laser sight for increased crit, and then if we look at his profile, he has a base crit of 25, the laser sight giving us another 5, and the laser sight's crit chance increases the closer we get to the target. There's a lot of good stuff going for us. Then our aim is 81 plus 15, which is what? What is that? You do the math. You figure it out. And I have a really cool new ability with Blue Blood as well that I'm going to show off and talk about once we get into the field. Zephyr, we've seen what she can do. She's a monster. Cherub, we already know the deal. He's a beast as well. He's a tank. And Terminal, she's been keeping us alive for a very long time. This mission ranked very difficult. We shouldn't have many problems with it. But what I will do before we go in is spend my credits on an auto key card, because I would love to breach into a security door with Zephyr, because I'm always trying to keep her in the #1 slot. So if we do actually have to deal with a keypad door like the projections are saying, then Zephyr can still be in that #1 slot, and we will dominate with her in that slot.
Grey Phoenix made its move on the starport. They overran security and are attempting to scramble starships. You need to stop those birds from launching. Who knows what they'll do when airborne.
We do have a keypad door to start off with. Successful shots on enemies will crit is a fantastic modifier. And then first impressions, first unit through this entrance is guaranteed to land their shots. We'll go with the guaranteed crit. And I do I use my key to get in that? No, this is actually not consuming the key. So we're just gonna pile on this door with the setup that I normally pile on with. And we're gonna go all in the first door. We're gonna use the ceasefire bomb to start things off.
Go.
Only got one weapon disabled as far as I could tell, but maybe there were more that didn't show up on the screen immediately. Or maybe there's just not that many enemies in here. Whatever the case is, we're gonna fearless advance onto this Python. And oh yeah, there's a lot of targets in here. We're going to use Phalanx to soak up some of the damage, because there's no way I'm going to be able to kill everything. I will soak up some damage from the Dominator. And I'll see if I can get some shots on. Lancer shot going to increase my chances to hit considerably because it ignores cover. Nice. Critical hit for 5 damage. And I do want the Dominator to shoot me because I want to get my bash charged up on Cherub. So for the final thing, I'm going to use Cover Rush to give Terminal some extra defenses. Here comes the punch. Never mind, it was a kick. Critical hit for 4 damage. That Python is gonna die.
Those consoles, you can use them to delay the launch.
Alright, so I have to clear the launch bay room and use consoles to delay the UFO launch. And as far as I can tell, I have to delay the UFO launch right now. I don't have any time to wait. So what we're going to do is exploit momentum a lot. And I'm also going to blow my team up early. Actually, you know what? No, I'm not. I'm going to hold on to the team up because there might be a better opportunity for me to use it later on down the line. So this Python is going to get punched in the face. It did get killed. We didn't subdue it. But we're going to use the momentum to get into position on the objective. And then we can use the console and delay the launch.
I see the target.
Alright, so we're just going to have to maneuver around and constantly activate these consoles, and Zephyr is actually the perfect candidate to do this because of momentum. She can attack and manipulate the objective simultaneously, even if the objective is constantly moving around. Now let's see, what do we want to do here? We want to get our buff started up, so Cherub is going to shield himself, and then we're going to charge in. But where are we going to charge in? On the Dominator. The reason why is because we get the kill, and because of the passive ability that we have, I forgot the name of it, but we gain a charge back every time we kill something with our charged bash. So we still have that one stack, and we're still dealing AoE damage with our bash when we use it. Oh, it feels so good. I mean, this is part of the reason why I enjoy making builds so much in Destiny, is that there is such a real satisfaction in making something that works exactly the way that you want it to work, and that's what my setup is doing for me right now. We've got control of blue blood, and I don't have good line of sight on anything, so the only enemy that I can see right now is the adder. But I have this cool new ability called Phase Lance. It sends out a blast in a straight line that deals huge damage. Well, actually, it's not huge damage. It's between 4 and 6, but it can hit multiple targets. But unfortunately, it does end our turn. So what I'm going to do is take a random shot on the adder, and we did miss. Alright, the Faceless coming in and making a swipe on Cherub, but no big deal. We got our kinetic shield. I'm not worried about that in the slightest. From here, though, we can start getting really, really insane. Cooperation is a phenomenal ability because it allows us to... what's a good way to describe this? We're extending the reach of Terminal's actual turn. In fact, I can really show off the full potential of Terminal with Cooperation and Team Up simultaneously. If I give Team Up to Zephyr, she's going to be next in the timeline. Then I give her Cooperation as well.
You got this.
So she goes in, she punches this guy, and she winds up on the objective.
Shattering.
Disoriented for the status effect from Crippling Blow. We interact with the objective. We now have 3 turns remaining. The target is shifted, and now we activate parry. But we're not even going to get to use it because we're next on the timeline. So from here, we take a shot on the Faceless. Nice damage. 3. I'll take it. We're back in control of Zephyr. It's her turn again immediately. So we go for yet another punch. But this time, I want to punch a different target because I want to apply crowd control to someone else. So we'll go for the Praetorian. We stunned him for 2 action points, so his turn is not going to matter to me at all. And then last but certainly not least, sure, why not? I'm not going to activate parry, but we are going to give ourselves a redonkulous amount of breathing room because we've pressed so many of these keypad buttons. It seems like there are 2 more that I can press. I don't know if something special happens if I press all of them, or if I just get the maximum amount of time that's possible. Lockdown gonna trigger, and we did 4 damage to the adder, but unfortunately, the mind merger mitigated the damage from our lockdown, because normally that would have left the adder in with 1 HP remaining. That's really unfortunate. All right, let's start. Let's continue making big plays. Actually, throw an acid grenade at the Praetorian. This is going to deal damage per turn, and it's also going to shred both points of his armor. We re-up the kinetic shield on Cherub because he's basically dueling with this Faceless right now. It's a little bit scary, I will admit, but he's brave. 5 damage because we had stacks. And we get 1 stack refunded to us because we killed the target. Oh. There aren't many things in real life that have the same level of satisfaction that exist in creating a perfect build or finding these ridiculous synergies. It's a very unique experience to gaming that I enjoy tremendously.
Heads up.
The closest thing that I could potentially compare it to is maybe learning how to flirt with somebody and kind of doing stuff like that. But even that pales in comparison to the level of just depth and breadth that comes from making a build that is doing exactly what you want it to do. Because the rules of a game are so much different from the rules of real life, and you have so much more control over how they respond to you because it is a game. And I just used Blue Blood's new ability that we haven't seen, and it did damage to both of these targets simultaneously. And he was using his Lancer pistol instead of his normal pistol. So yeah, I suppose that's a decent question. What in real life compares to making builds in video games in terms of the satisfaction that comes about from creating a build that allows you to push your character's abilities into the perfect direction? Because I'm not just pushing my characters into a strategy that I want them to do, and I'm not just making them operate in a way that feels good. This feels perfect. And maybe that's an example of where gaming can transcend beyond reality and become something that is just so good that it's not quantifiable in the real world. What am I talking about? I'm so insane right now.
Turtling.
Maybe it means something. Maybe I'm just rambling. Maybe this Legionnaire is going to destroy my cover. He is not. He's going to miss. Alright, the Praetorian burned to death from the acid.
There's only one way into this hangar, through a corridor defended by the best Grey Phoenix has to offer. Oh, and the room is full of starship fuel, so don't shoot anything with a warning label.
All good. I can fix burns up to 5th degree, baby.
Alright. So even though the projected encounter was set to 1, the projected encounter was wrong. Delayed scan, last unit through the entrance is marked until the end of the encounter. I suppose I have to put Cherub in the last slot so that he gets the effects of that. And not everybody is topped off for this, but I don't know that I want to blow my refresh just yet. So I'm going to save it.
Time to move. Because
there might be another encounter where it could be more beneficial. So it's time to Fearless Advance again. We're going to do it on this Dominator. He's a high priority target. We want to get him out of the field. And we're gonna get as many shots on him as we can. Lancer pistol, ignoring the cover. One more shot should be enough. Oof, but we missed. Come on, Cherub. Just hit him. No hit. Alright, so my Fearless Advance is not going to kill the Dominator. It's going to wound him severely, but I am going to have to do a follow-up in order to get the kill. And this bridge is very populated. This is a moment where I wish I had Claymore, because we have so many enemies densely packed together here. And look at that. This is a UFO. Also, something I completely forgot to mention is that the environment that we're in is very nostalgic. This is what we've seen in XCOM 2 and even XCOM Enemy Unknown to an extent. We've seen what it's like on the inside of the alien ships and their facilities, and that's where we are right now. Alright, I'm going to try and hit as many targets as I can with Crippling Blow, but I also want to make sure that I am safe while I do it. So I'm going to... This is a double-edged sword that I'm gonna go for right now, but I got to make sure that Zephyr is as protected as she can possibly be. I'm going to throw a smoke bomb onto the position right here. All right, I'm going to angle this smoke bomb like so. And this is going to create an area in which my units can stand to receive a defensive bonus, which will make them harder to hit. Then I'm going to use crowd control, and I'm going to position it like this. This is going to hit all the targets that are within the area that I highlighted. So there's 3 targets that are going to get smacked, and they each took a different negative status effect. Dominator unfortunately going for side disable, and it took out 2 action points. Feels really bad. Lockdown gonna trigger. We got a nice kick. That stun taking effect. So we got another enemy. This one had to reload because of the disable that I got from Zephyr. Ah, she's gonna take damage there. Oh, I really don't want her to die right here. This would be bad because I need her damage. The kick is going to come out. She got punched. But that extra point of armor that she has is clutch. It is allowing her to tank through so much damage. And what we're going to do now is we're going to ensure that she can continue doing work. We're going to give her one of my action points. And then we're going to keep punching. We are going to punch our way out of this situation. Yeah, I'm spreading the love real good. So I'm going to go for this punch. We've disoriented the target. And then I'm going to activate parry. I'm basically stuck over there, but I feel like I should be able to survive. So I'm going to send out the safeguard. This is going to give me 4 extra health and extra defense. Ooh, this is nerve-wracking right now because we're going for broke here. Lockdown triggering again. The Berserker acting the fool. Come on, come closer. Come closer. I want you to come closer. So you can get kicked in the face. Beautiful. You can growl at me all you want. I do realize Zephyr is levitating in the air right now, by the way. It's a bug that's causing that. We're going to give Zephyr a kinetic shield. We got to keep her alive. And then we go for the slam. This is going to place us next to an explosive barrel, so I hope the AI doesn't shoot it.
I made the arrest.
But I need to get that kill. The Dominator is not an enemy that I want to leave alive. Oof, those crits are very painful. No, not like this. Not like this. We're taking a lot of damage. I'm glad I saved the group heal for the next encounter, because it seems like everybody is going to get bruised up in this encounter. So we're going to have to spread that healing love to everybody. Let's see if we can get some damage on the Praetorian. He's a pretty intimidating threat. Or better yet, we can actually kill the Legionary with our punch. It does 4 to 5. He doesn't have enough health to survive at all. And now that we're shrouded again, we've got extra defenses, we've got the kinetic shield, and we've got parry. We're basically unkillable. The snake that is currently strangling Cherub will release its grip if we can connect our shot. 72%. It's not the greatest, but we got it. Blue Blood's finally clutching it up. And then we're going to use our Phase Lance ability with our final action point. Fire the Lancer Pistol in a straight line blast. This doesn't have friendly fire, does it? Oh, it does. Ooh. Good crit. 6 damage. What are you going to do? You're going to get kicked in the face. Kinetic shield absorbing the damage. Oof, we got this. We got this. I'm wiping my hands clean. They were dirty, and I was nervous. I'm not nervous anymore. My hands weren't actually dirty, by the way.
Fracturing.
There it is. We gotta make a walk over there. That's different from Xcom. Skills in like Xcom, you walk over there. What are we doing?
The tactics breakers work. As long as you get him up. Lock it down. Wait, hurry.
Transferring.
Oh my god.
Oh, hell, they have one of those things?
Ah. Well, that's bad. I probably should have been a bit more patient about how I approached this. I just ran Zephyr up to the door, not realizing a sectopod was going to come out of it. Alright, we got to try and kill this thing. And unfortunately, we don't have any way to shred off its armor, and it has 2 points. So, a lot of our damage is actually going to get mitigated. Thankfully, Blue Blood does hefty damage, so that's nice, but man, oh man, we are in trouble. Let's use cooperation on Zephyr. I may actually be able to take this thing out in a single turn, which is pretty insane. And when I say a single turn, I mean a single rotation of turns from all of my allies. This feels a lot more like classic Xcom because all of my allies are going to get to do stuff before the enemy gets to do a single thing. Yeah, we got it. Okay, I was stressed out for nothing. Our team is just way too strong. Oh no. Oh.
Reducing profile.
I forgot sectopods explode when they die.
The starship is nearly fueled. Stop Grey Phoenix before they can launch.
Alright, well, we're inside the UFO now, and we've got 2 keypad doors. Alright, well, in any case, we are at the final encounter. We've got a keypad door and 2 security doors. The security door has fewer aggressive enemies, but the keypad door has the pinpoint buff. Successful shots will crit. So I think what I'm going to do is go all in on the keypad door for the potential for our units to get a bunch of critical hits and eliminate some targets early on. Yeah, that feels like the right choice. It comes with its own set of risks because there are aggressive enemies at this doorway, but the benefits far outweigh the risks. Zephyr going in first. Alright, so yeah, we got 2 aggressive enemies, a Paladin and a Dominator. We're going to focus the Dominator first. Yeah. Oh, we got a Praetorian over there. The Praetorian is surprised, and I don't think he's in cover, whereas the Dominator, he's in low cover, so he's hard to hit. So why don't we just go for a potentially juicy kill on the Praetorian. No kill, but we've wounded the hell out of that guy. Some shots coming in. We did take 4 damage, and the punch is coming out. Another 4 damage dealt. Praetorian's got 1 hit point remaining as well. So we did pretty well there, but we're not out of the woods yet. There's a lot of enemies, and I'm really wishing I had Claymore on the squad because they're probably going to clump up nicely for me too.
If they get to that console, they'll launch the ship.
Well, we're trying to stop these guys from launching the ship for whatever nefarious things that they want to do once they get it launched. I have no idea what they would do. Oh, who's this? Is that a unique enemy? The crew chief Yarvo. Yeah, that's a unique enemy. I'm pretty sure he's got the same skill set as the Praetorian, but he's got more health. So we're going to punch him, and then we're going to run. Weapon disabled, immune to mental effects. And he does gain armor every time he takes damage. But we are going to run back into full cover, and we are also going to line of sight most of the enemies that are on the field right now. So I do feel very safe. Wow, he did a battle cry type thing that gave everybody an extra point of armor. That's going to be rough.
Going there.
We got a lot of stuff to contend with. We've got the aliens trying to get to their own objective, and I have to worry about the health of my guys. I wanna take a lot of offensive actions right now, so I'm gonna. I gotta make the right choice here. Alright, I'm gonna try something a little bit more passive. I'm gonna push the Dominator down with pin down, and then I'm gonna activate Safeguard on terminal. And that's gonna heal the rest of my health. I was thinking maybe I wanted to take a shot, so I was gonna use the Nano Med Kit to heal me instead of Safeguard, but Safeguard, that felt right. I've got a charge with Cherub. He can run in and smash the Dominator, but he won't have a shield if I do this. And I can't angle it correctly, so I hit 2 targets simultaneously. Well, scratch that. I can, but I'm not hitting the 2 targets that I want to hit. It's this guy right here who I want to kill. And I just can't seem to make that happen. But I can still get double damage out. So you know what we'll do? We'll give ourselves the kinetic shield. And this is the significantly lower risk play. But it's still very powerful.
Let me try again.
1 kill. The adder is severely damaged. It's got 1 hit point. Not bad at all.
Batten down.
Now this is something else that I think is worth mentioning is that in strategy games and tactics games like XCOM, going through missions like this have a vastly different intensity from first-person shooters and third-person shooters or whatever. And it's all because the game is focused on the power of the mind as opposed to how good can you get at landing your headshots, and it's just such a different experience. The Paladin is such a fun enemy. Most of the time, I actually want the Paladin to mind merge with the target so I can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Or, in the case of Zephyr, kill 2 aliens with 1 punch. I'm going to run in and use Crippling Blow on the Paladin. That is going to kill it. And then I'm going to activate Parry to mitigate whatever damage comes from Crew Chief Yarvo. There are other targets that will potentially shoot me, but that's okay. So he's activated Duel. What that does is it gives me a 100% chance to hit him, and it gives him a 100% chance to hit me. So it's another double-edged sword. Oof, shot coming in. Alright, enemies are trying to launch the UFO, and it seems like I have to stop them or else I might fail the mission, and that's no good. So let's turn all of our attention to the Legionnaire. It was a good hit, but this guy has 2 points of armor, so I can't do that much to him. Oh, it doesn't reach. Damn it, Cherub. Why are you so slow? Alright, let's squishy up the Legionnaire. Got a nice critical.
Turtling.
Oh, this is scary right now, because I could be on the road to failing the mission. Blue Blood can hit both of these guys with the Phase Lance. Alright, so maybe it's not over. We're going to use Deadeye for the big boy. He's immune to mental statuses, I know. Okay, the game does not... okay, thankfully the mission doesn't end just because there's somebody on the pad, but I don't want to see what happens if I leave it on there for too long.
Subdued hostile.
So that's it then. Crew Chief Yarvo is gone. We're stuck here. Very well. I shall direct all of our forces to stand down.
I accept your surrender?
It does not matter where you send us. This world remains our prison.
Oh, that's it. We beat the mission. Huh. I thought there was going to be more. Yeah, I was ready to keep going, bro. I was ready to keep fighting, dude. Send some more aliens. Don't just quit on me, dogs. But that was really good. That was really, really good. We got 2 light wounds and 2 normal wounds. We didn't have to deploy our mech, and we captured 8 aliens, which means we get a guaranteed 20 intel. Whew, that was amazing. And our mission rewards, -2 unrest, -3 city anarchy. That's amazing. So that was an added benefit for doing that. 30 credits and 20 intel earned from capturing enemies. Phenomenal.
Good work, Chimera Squad. Your quick thinking prevented significant damage to City 31. And yet, Grey Phoenix was not trying to flee to the Elders. They wanted to go home, or find a new place to call home. How they went about it cannot be excused, but I will advise Xcom HQ to consider this development.
Well, that's really fascinating. So we've got a villain that is a bit more on the gray side, and the pun is absolutely intended. Grey Phoenix was a band of predominantly mutons with a buttload of vipers mixed in and some sectoids as well, and they just didn't want to stay on Earth anymore. The Elders brought them here back in XCOM Enemy Unknown, which happened canonically I think 25-ish years ago, and they just don't want to be here. So they were the group of them known as the Grey Phoenix were just trying to leave with a starship that they had in City 31, but they were obviously trying to leave by abducting people, and they were potentially killing people. Whatever they were doing, it was arguably against the law, but their intentions were noble. They're almost like Thanos in a way. So that was really cool. That was a really cool storyline that we got there from those guys.
After reviewing the intel from your investigation, we're left with more questions than answers. Grey Phoenix sought to steal multiple starships from the city's starport. This required secrecy. Mayor Nightingale's death made their goal more difficult to achieve. Worse, there are clear signs they had external backing. Until we know more, we've designated their silent partner, Atlas.
Should we run down leads on Atlas?
No, there's too little to go on. Mayor Nightingale's death remains your priority.
You mentioned 2 other groups who could have aided her killers.
Focus on one. If Atlas becomes more than just a theory, we'll update.
All right, so look at that. Investigation complete. Now we have the choice to move on to Sacred Coil or the Progeny. Sacred Coil is a underground religious movement for hybrids. They preach salvation, but only to those who fought XCOM. So this is a much more black and white villain, so I could use a little bit of that. Let's deal with Sacred Coil next. With that in mind, though, we did hit a pretty big milestone here, and I have to pose the question of whether or not you guys want to see more of XCOM Chimera Squad. So if you would like to see me finish doing the Sacred Coil portion of the campaign and then eventually the Progeny portion, you should definitely let me know. But otherwise, we are going to wrap it up here and call this the end of the Blue in the Face playthrough for XCOM Chimera Squad. We got through 1/3 of the game officially, and it was a very satisfying run through. I learned a lot about how the game works, and well, I just want to keep playing it, honestly. So let me know how you guys feel about it, and I will be sure to oblige you with your requests. As always, the name of the game is XCOM Chimera Squad. Thank you for watching another Blue in the Face playthrough, and I'll see you next time.